Hey everybody, welcome to this Caregiver Coffee. My name is Matthew Estrad. I'm a gerontologist in St. Tammany Parish, and I'm so glad that you're here for this episode on the bathroom and how to increase safety in there from falls because the bathroom can be one of the most dangerous rooms for older adults. We'll talk about why that is and what we can do about it. Before we get into that, um, the caregiver support group that I facilitate. Just want to tell you a little bit about that. If you've seen these videos before, you know that I give a brief spiel about it, um, just in case this might be the only one that you watch. I hope not, but this might be the only video. But we meet on Tuesday evenings, just about every Tuesday evening of the year, except for Mardi Gras, and of course, if 4th of July or Mardi Gras falls, or Christmas falls on a Tuesday. So 4 Tuesdays a month, 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. in the evening. We meet in person on the first Tuesday and the third Tuesday of the month, although different locations. The first Tuesday of the month is in Slidell, the third Tuesday of the month in person in Covington. The other Tuesdays of the month are via Zoom, which I'm recording this on. So you can join with your smartphone or your tablet or your computer, or you know what, you can just dial in like a conference call, an audio conference call. So that's the basic pattern of each month. I do recommend that you get on our private email list. Private meaning no one's going to see your email address. It doesn't go out to a big block of people. It goes out, just to you and other people, and their addresses and yours are blinded. And two good reasons to get on that is that you get a reminder every Tuesday that we are meeting and where we're meeting. And if it's a Zoom call, then here's the link or the phone number. And then if you're on the list, you also will get that caregiver calendar flyer that we publish every 2 months. And then you'll see exactly the dates when we shift. Like, what do we do Mardi Gras week? Well, I'll tell you, we usually meet on Tuesday, but you'll see that right there on the calendar. Or if I'm out of town on a Tuesday, you'll see where we shift that meeting as well. So, encourage you to do that, and let's get on with this important topic. All right, so just to let you know, I've recently been telling you my sources in the beginning and then putting them into the video description on YouTube. So just a little information. It's not, the most years and et cetera, but just some basic information about where this information is coming from. It's primarily based on fall prevention evidence from the Centers for Disease Control, Prevention and Control, the STEADY initiative. STEADY stands for Stopping Elderly Accidents, Death, and Injuries. So STEADY, which provides validated risk reduction for older adults. Bathroom-specific injury data comes from the CDC Morbidity and Mortality Weekly Report, surveillance of non-fatal bathroom injuries. Additional clinical guidance is drawn from Gans and Latham's 2020 review in the New England Journal of Medicine on fall risk factors and interventions, and from from the National Institute on Aging's fall prevention recommendations. So that's a mouthful. All very good, reputable sources. I've quoted the CDC's STEADY program many times. If you go back a year ago, looking at this YouTube channel, we have a lot of videos on fall prevention. We tend to put these out in September, although not this year. We're doing these now, but several videos on looking at each room or looking at the whole house, but room by room, and then what to do in those rooms, what to be looking for, checklists, etc. So let's get on with this. So why is the bathroom the most dangerous room? Now, we mentioned this in those previous videos, but we were also had a lot more information. This is just on the bathroom. But bathroom, to answer that question, bathrooms combine water, hard surfaces, tight spaces, and quick movements. It's the perfect storm for falls. The CDC reports that over 80% of falls occur in the bathroom for adults 65 and up. Many adults rush because they don't want to be a bother, and that can increase a risk. Then you consider medications such as blood pressure meds, sedatives, pain meds. These can cause dizziness or slow reaction time. The bathroom is also where older adults often feel embarrassed to ask for help, so they're willing to take risks many of the times because of that. So falls don't happen because someone is careless. They happen because the bathroom environment is just so unforgiving. So let's get into this. And I hope just that opening minute or two is a wake up call to realize like why it's so dangerous and what we can do about it now. All right, so let's look at the five most dangerous spots in the bathroom itself. First is getting in and out of the shower. So we have slippery surfaces. We've got a non-stable handhold typically. Hopefully we remedy that. You're stepping over a tub edge, and then you can possibly have dizziness from temperature changes. Then you have standing in the shower. There could be fatigue from warm water, and also depending on is this late at night or is this in the morning? How alert are you? Balance issues. There could be soap on the floor that you're on, and then consider you might be reaching for shampoo or soap at some point, and that might tip you all over or help you make you feel unsteady with the shifting. Let's see next. Getting off, getting on to and off the toilet. So if you have weaker than average leg muscles, if you have a low toilet height, so not the comfort height, as they sometimes call it, if you experience poor balance even in that moment, and if you're rushing to get to that toilet, that's a recipe for a fall. Next one, this is number four of the five dangerous actions in the bathroom or situations, reaching for towels or toiletries. So this can be overreaching when it's not easily accessible. Maybe you forgot to put it closer, and it's somewhere else outside of your range of motion. Sorry, your range of reach. You could possibly be twisting your body to reach it, and then consider the slippery, wet floor that you're on. So those in combination, like all these other things, are a recipe. And then finally, nighttime bathroom trips. This combines sleepiness and poor lighting. There could be medications that cause dizziness, and then the urgency leading to possibly rushing to the toilet um, can be a bad combination. And most bathroom falls happen during transitions. So you probably heard all these: stepping, turning, reaching, or standing up. So it's not just kind of in isolation. These are, actions that you're trying to do with environmental challenges. So number three, safety fixes that cost nothing or little to say $30. So here are some evidence-based supported interventions from the CDC's STEADY program and from the National Institute on Aging. First one, non-slip mats, and that's inside the shower and outside the shower. These can help prevent slipping on wet surfaces, as you know. And it's encouraged that you replace old mats that curl or they've started sliding because maybe they're just not as gripping anymore. So replace those old mats. Don't hold on to them. Spend the money. Find a way to prevent that because this could be, of course, a very expensive injury and painful. Next is our grab bars. Install them near the toilet and near the shower. And you want to make sure that we're not talking towel racks. These are not, I mean, I guess you could use one as a towel rack. I don't know if I would even do that because the towel might make it hard to grip, but we're not talking towel racks. We're talking like nice, sturdy towel grab bars that are into the wooden studs, which you may need help with, or you may be able to do that yourself, or a family member, or a neighbor, or Knights of Columbus, or or somebody might be able to help you, but definitely you want to make sure it's going into the wooden stud that's going to hold weight so that if you do ever need it, it's not coming out the wall as you fall. Vertical, they recommend a vertical bar. All right, so up and down at the shower entrance, which makes sense because you're grabbing it like this, probably. It's much easier than grabbing it like that. So vertical by the shower entrance, and then horizontal bar inside of it. So that would be horizontal this way, where you can grab it. These adhesive bars that you see that I've seen them have suction cups that go onto tile or something else or plastic um, that suction onto plastic, not reliable. They can slide and eventually they can fall off when there's actual weight or pressure. So um, just stick with the good, reputable, sturdy grab bars. And they do sell them now. There are more options that some of them look beautiful. You end up paying more for them, I think. But if you're worried about having an institutional look, um, then look for ones that are pretty because they do have them now because that's a people some people have that concern. Next is a shower chair or bench. This can reduce fatigue. This allows seated bathing and works well with handheld shower heads also. Next is the actual handheld shower head I was talking about. It allows washing while seated, reduces twisting and reaching. And you've seen these. You may have one already. That's great if you have one. I've had some, from time to time, and I really like them. And sometimes I'll stay in a hotel room and they have them, like, and I remember, oh wow, these are great, but they're very useful. Um, and just make sure they're installed properly. Next is a raised toilet seat, and I mentioned before, sometimes you'll see these called comfort height, and they're just high. They're just, they're just taller. And once you start using them, you know how great they are, and then it's hard to go back to the other one if you're at someone else's home. But they reduce strain on the knees and the hips. They're easier. They make standing up when you're done easier, and when you're lowering yourself down, it doesn't feel so much like a drop. So highly recommend that, the raised toilet seat. And if someone is experiencing dementia, that you have a toilet seat that is a different color. So there is a contrast. So let me explain. A contrast with not just the rest of the toilet, but more so a contrast on the color on the floor. So white tile, many times there's white tile in a bathroom, might be a rug, like a bath mat or something like that, which could be or could not be a slip hazard, but white floor, white toilet, and it may be hard with the vision changes to distinguish the toilet from the floor. So you want to have a contrasting toilet seat if possible, which they do sell. And then then you have to install or get someone to do it. It's not very difficult, but it's still an installation of the seat, not the plumbing. Next is better lighting. So think night lights. And these can be motion activated, or these can be, just come on when the lights are turned out. When the room is dark, they're on all the time. Or they are ready to turn on when it's dark and they sense motion. So different types, different colors. If you want red or green or blue, something that's not going to wake you up if you go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. I tend to like the colored bulbs because they're not the white bright like a bright white. So, but some people don't like red either. That's usually the best on the eyes at night, but it might look creepy. I don't know. And then make sure that you have um, bright bulbs. So when you are in there using the bathroom, I'm not talking about late at night and you're making a trip to the bathroom, but it's whatever time, it's evening time, and you want enough light in there. Um, lighting up every corner of that bathroom so things are easy to see. Um, and then at nighttime, then you that's when you have the motion light. Remember to move clutter. This is the last thing about the safety fixes is removing clutter. This one's free, so remove extra rugs that might be decorative and not really helping. There are mats for absorbing water and things like that. So you just kind of play that, be prudent with that. But anything extra you that's not serving a purpose and that's presenting a safety hazard, you want to get rid of that. If you have baskets, if you have unstable storage items, shelving, things that are not useful that you might accidentally grab onto, that would actually not be helpful if you grabbed it, but it might be tempting to grab it. You want to remove that. So basically, remove clutter. Be prudent about that. What you have in the bathroom. Safe bathroom routines. Encourage sitting. I guess on the toilet if that's the best seating place. Sit on the toilet. Close toilet when you're drying off. Keep towels and toiletries within reach. Avoid rushing, so build time in, so start earlier. If you are preparing, if you're showering or bathing to go somewhere, start ahead of time, start with enough time so you're not rushing through that. Use a cane or walker right up to the shower or toilet. Have someone nearby. If balance is poor, keep the bathroom door unlocked for safety. And as far as some people don't want help in the bathroom for modest reasons, and I respect that. There are techniques where you're wearing clothing until the person can leave, or even if someone is might be helping, you might be helping someone bathe. There are things that they can wear that I've seen marketed to assisted living facilities. It's there's sort of I can't remember what they're called, but if you come to the support group or contact me, I'll find it for you. But there are ways where you can stay covered while you're getting bathed, and then it just protects modesty and it might make everybody feel more comfortable. So when do you want to consider higher level modifications? So bringing a contractor in to move things and do some major stuff. Examples could be like a walk-in shower. Um, it says permanent grab bars, but I don't consider those high level. And those are probably not that expensive. Non-slip flooring, so the whole floor being non-slip. If falls, you want to consider these if falls have already happened, if mobility is declining, if the person is living with dementia and often forgets these safety steps that we talked about, if the bathroom layout is especially tight or hazardous, you want to do that. And there are definitely some tight bathrooms where it would be really hard or impossible to get a walker in, so to speak. So some things to consider, to budget for, to look ahead, and also to consider if you're purchasing or renting, making sure these things are maybe already taken care of. So remember that bathroom falls are predictable and preventable. It is the most dangerous place, but they're preventable and predictable. There's some low cost changes that can dramatically um, increase safety and reduce risk. And caregivers, when they're looking at this, they're not being overprotective. You're being proactive. So you're not being scared, you're not being fearful, you're being, prudent and practical and proactive. So continue doing that and let me know if you have any comments about this. Just like with other videos, we talk about stuff like this in support groups. Many times, it's not so much a prepared presentation, but it is, someone brings it up and then we talk about it and people can ask questions and everything. And it's a great discussion. So, but, bring these questions to the group and we would love to discuss them and you can bounce ideas off of us and see what other caregivers have done before in the past. So All right. Well, thank you for watching. So glad that you joined us, and I look forward to you joining us on future caregiver coffees in the future. If you appreciated this video, let Coast know that you're appreciate having these because they are the ones that sponsor these, and we appreciate them. All right, y'all, take care, and I'll hope that you'll see me in future videos. Bye for now.